publicly traded gold mining company.
Gold mining company.
Yep, to having
That's awesome.
Started a mortgage company with 7 people, and now it was 700.
Amazing.
You know, but then losing a $40 million fortune through a hostile takeover. I mean, you learn a lot about what really matters. And
wow.
I just turn my phone off here. And I'll tell you what, money's nice.
Yeah, I'm going to save my...
But what really matters
I'm not going to record.
Is the relationships you create with people. Mm-hmm. That's where wealth is really built through community.
I love that. Let's go ahead and run this. Cool.
Ate a Nutella cookie.
Yeah, I had one of those too.
They're real good.
Not bad.
They're pretty good.
I didn't know what to expect.
I was introduced from a former girlfriend to Nutella. She was from England.
Yeah.
And,
that's where it comes from, right?
Yeah, and I was like, what is this? She said, just shut up and try it. I was like, okay.
What's going on, everybody? Dre from Growth Networking Group. Thank you for tuning in. I got my team here with me. Go ahead, fellas.
David from 808 Custom Window Cleaning.
This is Brandon from United Construction Group.
And we have our special guest, sir.
My name is Steve Rix. I'm the CEO of PlayLab.
Let's go, Steve. Thanks for coming in, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah?
I like to tell people if I was doing any better, there'd be 2 of me, and that'd be a problem for the rest of you.
Right.
Well, Steve, man, thank you for taking the time out of your day to come and do this pod with us. I'm super interested in meeting you, you know, in real time, and just so everybody knows, I have no idea who this guy is.
It's like a blind podcast date.
Exactly, right?
Right.
So
we'll do the speed dating tonight.
Yeah, either they're going to ask me to leave in like 2 minutes, or it's going to go all right.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm super interested in what you have to say, because I've heard, snips here and there already as you were walking in. So you got good energy. I love it. I guess bring us back to...
The one question you got to ask, are we getting lucky tonight?
We're going to find out after the pod.
Let's go, baby.
So yeah, take us back, man. Where
Origin
you from?
story, where did it all come from?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm an East Coast boy, grew up in Boston. I spent a few years in the Midwest, and spent 20 years building businesses in Scottsdale, Arizona, so just across the pond a bit.
Okay.
When I moved here, it was probably one of the darkest times of my life. I had realized a second divorce, and some of you guys are married, you don't want divorce, but sometimes it happens. I had 2 under my belt. I'd also lost a $7.5 million fortune. I'd lost a $40 million fortune. When you look at all those things, and the only common denominator is you,
Yep.
it's an easy place to get dark and lonely.
Wow.
I'd spent 90 straight days on a beach. I lived up on Sunset Beach for the first 7 years I got here. And I did not talk to anyone for 90 straight days.
I took a year.
So you understand, dark places can really be down, right?
Yeah.
2 little kids came up to me. You could tell they were tourist cakey, right? Their parents were off in the distance.
Yeah.
And they asked me a question that changed my life, fellas. They said, hey, mister, you want to play? And of course, I can't play grumpy old man. I was a father, right? So I was like,
Father of how many?
I have 2 kids. They're both grown, both very successful.
Okay.
One is a producer in Hollywood, and the other is a freelance photographer, boat captain, all sorts of stuff. Graduated UH.
Right on.
But back to the story. So we danced in the waves for 10, 15 minutes. We built what they thought was an epic sandcastle. Then our parents came along, off they went, but something crazy remained. I was like, wait a minute. 30 minutes ago, I had no emotional resilience. My brain was like a dead end. There was no possibility. Now I was thinking, wow, my fuel tank is filled. My possibility thinking's come back. And I asked myself a simple question. If play on accident and in like an instant could change the dynamic of my emotional resilience and my thinking, what would happen if I experimented with play for everything? So I went back to my little villa and started journaling, and I got busy. I started coaching CEOs, professionals, and almost 600 of them later, thousands and thousands of coaching sessions with business entrepreneurs. It's very clear to me that play and work are not opposites.
No, you got to have fun.
Yes.
If you're not having fun doing what you're doing, then don't do it.
That's the whole point. And
your life is short.
What's your name again?
Brandon.
Brandon? Solid.
Yep.
But
100%.
what's happened in the workplace is the worker has succumbed to the limiting belief that I can only do what society lets me do. I could never possibly get the job of my dreams. And so I've tried to flip that narrative on its head and said to entrepreneurs and business owners, your business will grow infinitely more if you give your workers the freedom to create, the ability to have a little fun at work. And so thus we started PlayLab.
Right.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
Nice.
Where's PlayLab located?
Well, headquarters here in Hawaii. We've got offices in California.
Okay.
Offices up and down the East Coast from Virginia all
Is
the
this
way
a
to
digital
Florida.
product? Is this
It's virtual.
It's a virtual
Yeah.
product. Okay.
Okay.
And how is this?
How's it administered, right?
Yeah.
Well, the number one thing that any business leader needs about the people that they employ
Right.
is how they really feel. Right?
Oh, I ask this question all the time.
Yeah. Because most business owners don't have the tools to understand how to communicate with their workforce.
Right.
So you got a survey.
Yeah, that's the starting place. But the challenge with the survey is you don't always get a straight answer.
No.
Right?
No.
So one of the things we've done is we've created something we call the Playground Live. It's a 1-hour virtual event where literally our team of professionals take the workers in your company through a gamified hour adventure.
Okay.
But what that gamified hour adventure does is it disarms them to get their natural feelings about what's going on in the workplace. And we get over 30 data points that we can then deliver to the business owner that say, you've got a gold mine of opportunity.
Oh, that's
Here's some
awesome.
things to do. Or you should be careful. Here's a ticking time bomb. So you get data that you wouldn't get through a survey.
Right.
And more importantly, you relate to people differently. The biggest challenge that exists for most business owners, and you guys are business owners, you can appreciate this, but you're the younger generation. Those older than me, I'm a Gen X or baby boomers, they don't speak the language you speak.
Right.
And unfortunately, they don't care to learn it. So the end result is, 76 million people walked out of their jobs 2 years ago. It was called the Great Resignation, and they walked out without telling any of their business owners. So what does PlayLab do? It starts by giving leaders tools to really connect with the people who work for them.
Yeah.
So I have an insight that something's coming to my mind as you're talking is one of the issues I feel like you've had was not taking your employees for what they were, and then they may have like done something to you behind your back, or what was the story behind this?
Yes.
Like I feel like deep down you realize that your employees were precious.
Yeah, so for me personally, the biggest business success I had as far as employees
Right.
was I started a mortgage company in 2003, so 21 years ago.
Okay.
It was right at the rise of the boom, and we started with 7 people. 4 years later, we had 700 people in 14 states and 21 offices. I had 2 partners, and my job was culture and sales. And I really feel like looking back on it, and then frankly, here's the rest of the story. The subprime mortgage melted down, right? Our company was supposed to go public with a little old company called Lehman Brothers, if you remember that.
Okay, so they were talking about putting in an offer
Yep.
and all that stuff, and they dangled the carrot.
Yes, and
Right,
our
and it
our
happens.
people were going to get shares of the company,
Right.
and the next thing you know, we're bankrupt.
Wow.
However, I could call any one of those 700 people today, and they'd pick up the phone willingly because we built real relationships, right?
Yeah.
Like, for me, the biggest joy was how many first-time 6-figure earners could we create on an annual basis.
Right.
So for us, it wasn't a mistake made.
Okay.
It was an
Understanding of it.
understanding of how valuable it was 20 years ago.
Right.
How much
That
more
doesn't go away.
No, how much
The
more valuable it
employee
is
value
today.
does not go
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Yeah.
That never goes away. The tribe you build does not go away. If you
I
can
could call-
build a strong tribe,
Yeah,
does
it's
not
true.
go away.
I could
Right.
think of a guy, his name's
Right.
Dustin. He lives in North Dakota today. He was my right-hand man back in those
Right.
days,
All
right?
right.
And the list of people could go on and on of people that are truly part of that tribe, because
Right.
the old adage, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care,
Right.
has never applied more
Say
in
that
work.
again. Say that again.
People don't know how much you care, or they don't care how much you know
Right.
until they know how much you care.
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I go around.
They won't even listen to you.
Yeah.
They don't care to.
You know,
Right.
I tell leaders today, if you really want loyal employees, then get into the life of the people who serve you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Know their
100%.
spouses,
Right.
know their kids, know
You
their
have
fears,
to
know
win their
dreams.
spouse.
Yep.
If they come home after a bad day
Yeah.
and they start complaining about the boss, you need that wife to go, but he's the best boss you've ever had.
Yeah.
This is the best company you've ever worked for.
Yep.
Maybe you're just having a bad day.
It's so funny you say that, Brandon.
Right.
I've
Yeah.
got
Can't
7
agree more.
people.
Right.
Our most recent guy, he's in Tahiti, and he does virtual sales for us.
Okay.
He, his fiance she's French,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "Listen, I'm not letting you take the job until we get her on one of the interviews. She gets to know who I am, who the rest of the staff is. I have 3 partners, the same thing. I wouldn't offer them partnership till I met their spouses, because when you're building a business where people matter, the first place it really can get stressed is
Is at
with your
home.
partners at home,
At home.
with the people at the highest levels in the business. So one of the real keys to entrepreneurship that I think should be taught more, mentored more, coached more, is real human life skills.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
and pardon my
I think
French.
it's a growth thing. You got to go through it.
Yeah.
You got to be forced. You got to force yourself through it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
pardon my French, but
Yeah.
everybody's got shit that needs to be shoveled.
Everybody does.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
And
Right.
because of that, like we have a weekly staff meeting. And the first thing in our staff meeting is, what's the one word that best describes how you feel right now? Has nothing to do with business. And if that word is anything that remotely feels negative, then we stop the meeting agenda and we say, how do we support you? I mean, just it's so critical because business.
Can we get an example? Like, okay, ask
Yeah,
that question
I kinda
again.
Just, question popped in my head. Like, I guess a good question is like, if you have a meeting, would be a great question. Would be like, is there anything at home or in your life stopping you from succeeding here at work?
Yeah,
Right, that's a good
great
way to
question.
put it.
Or is
Or
there,
something like
is there
that,
anything
right.
outside
Of the
what
forces
of what we're doing right now
that could take
that's
your
more
concentration,
important than
that
this?
could
Right,
Yeah.
right.
pull your energy, your like your everything, right?
100%. I'll give you a great example.
Uh-huh.
So our partner, who is in Charlotte, North Carolina, a great guy. His name's Matt. He has a transgender child.
Okay.
And that transgendered child, that in and of itself is a challenge for anyone, right? Going through that, both the child and the parents. Something I've never been through, but supporting him, I'm learning, right? Well, recently he found out that his son, now daughter, has been suicidal. So he came to one meeting. I said, what's the one word that best describes how you feel right now? He said, absolutely exhausted. So we said, where's that coming from? We set aside the agenda. We gave him 30 minutes to talk it through. We each gave him some support by saying, maybe you call this person, maybe you talk to that person, kind of thing. And then we said, and feel free to stay for the rest of the meeting or get your ass out of here and go take care of yourself. Your choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's only 2 options. You're either gonna help him get through it, or he's gonna bring down your company to a degree as well.
Yeah.
If you don't take care of the problem, it could be 6 months, it could be 3 months.
Yeah.
It could be 3 months of issues when you could solve it,
Right.
quickly,
Yeah.
as quickly as possible, right? By giving him a couple days, by giving him a day even. Sometimes people get bored. They're like, I just needed a day.
Take
Yeah.
a step
I just need
back
to,
to take
I just
two
need to
steps
sit
forward.
down and like not worry about work for a day and just worry about my life, right? And as long as everyone has conversations, I think that's important, right? You got to have those conversations, and you know, they say open door policy. It's not only just an open door policy. It's like you said, they have to know that you care enough to actually listen.
Open
Right,
heart
open-
policy.
right, it's open
I like that.
Right, it's an open, it's an open heart policy. It's an open, like, come to see me so we can help you get past this type
Yeah.
policy. I can't give you every minute of my life, but I will give you enough to make it worthwhile. Trust me. Right.
So many people
Yeah.
go to work afraid
Right.
to share the burdens of their life.
Right.
And the buzzword or the buzz phrase in business is psychological safety, right? Like people are afraid to be who they are.
Yeah.
The best business owners model that by when they have a bad day, saying it and saying they need help. And, you know, so that's, I'll tell you what, I love it because the truth is we're human.
Yeah.
And if you really want great work, you have to have great attention and great people.
You gotta have people
Listening
because
skills,
they
too.
will they'll give the experience to your clients.
Yeah. Oh,
Right. What happens is they are the ones that give the experience. Eventually, you're not the one giving the experience anymore. If you're running a business.
You're so spot on. We built
Right.
an app called the
Right.
PlayLab Pulse, and it's all about that.
Yeah.
It's like, what is the pulse or the experience of your employees?
Right.
Because if you got 50 people answering the phones for customer service, and the pulse on them is, oh, it's kind of been a rainy, negative day.
Yeah. Every time I get Susan on the line,
Yeah.
good Lord, Susan.
That's exactly
What
right.
is going on in your life?
But it turns into this is the 1-800 counseling line, right? But if you give
Right.
people a chance to express within work, then they're far more likely to get it out of the system instead of carrying it through the whole day with themselves.
Yeah.
Eventually, it'll burst. The dam will break.
You're 100%.
When, where, and how is a very important question.
Yeah.
Who's in danger?
Yeah, much
know,
rather
like,
it
who's
be
in
under a
danger,
controlled setting.
Right.
Yeah.
Where we're like, let's cry out loud together, no matter how much that dam breaks.
Right.
Versus, oh my
Let's just
gosh, there's
ignore
a
it and
flood
then
on the 8th floor and I
dam
didn't hear
breaks
about
and-
it.
Right.
I really enjoy how like just these two kids sparked
All this.
all this.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, I wrote a book called Play Saves the Day, and on the cover of it, there's a sandcastle, an homage to the kids. Because they were tourists. I wouldn't reckon, they were probably 5, 6. This is 10 years later. So they're teenagers. I wouldn't recognize them if I saw them. But
Yeah.
it really is amazing. Because I've always been a playful, adventurous kind of human being.
Yes. But we forget as we get older.
Yes.
We don't have as much time to play.
Right.
It's just we got other things going on. But that's why I love watching kids, and I think kids are great because they just remind you that all they want to do is have fun.
Yeah.
Right? They don't care what's going on around them. People were like, just like, you yell at them, 2 seconds later, they're like trying to figure out, imagine it, like just playing.
Yeah.
Right? Because they just let it go.
For me,
It passed
going
and
home
gone,
is like
right.
the best thing right,
Right.
now.
Yeah.
8-month-old kid, I come home, he turns
Wanna
his
play.
head, he just goes, oh!
Yeah.
It's the best, dude.
And it gets better as you
It's the
get
best.
older. It gets like all the way to about 12, to 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
You know, then they're starting to become teenagers. And you're like,
Right.
You know, but your life. But you can keep. I think that's also another.
I've had some of the best times with my
Right.
kids when they were teens, but that's because you
You
start
gotta
with
build
them early.
you
and
gotta build
that.
yes.
So as a early father, what are some pointers from you guys who have experienced that with 12, 13,
Everything
14-year-olds?
passes. Like everything is temporary right now. Like the things that you're going through, the sleepless nights, the
keep hearing
angry
that.
times.
He keeps waking up.
No, but it is temporary. It is all temporary.
Yeah, for
sure. Okay.
And it passes, and next thing you know, they're 12.
Right.
Right.
How
So
old are
that's-
yours?
Mine's 12 now.
Okay, so I have
Right.
two, 33 and 30, and I'm
Okay.
like, where's the time gone? But I'll
Right.
give you the two things I told my kids from the day they could listen to me till they were 18. Nothing you do will ever make daddy stop loving you. And the answer is no unless you ask the question. I can't tell you how many things I got asked.
Right.
Now, some of the times I had to say no, but I learned to say yes a lot. Stanford did a study on how many times a child hears no by the time they're 18. It was some astronomical
It's
number,
a
like
astronomical.
like
number,
180,000
right?
times.
Everything's no.
Everything's no.
No.
So when
no.
my son or
Right.
daughter would say, "Can I sleep on the couch?" Sure. Can I sleep in my jeans? Sure. Like at some point they're going to figure out their bed's more comfortable and
Right.
pajamas work better than jeans.
Right.
But
Yeah.
learning how to say yes and just be with them builds a bridge of trust and, more importantly, openness. Like my 14-year-old said,
Also
"Dad,
explaining why.
yes.
Because you're just saying no is like
Exactly.
is like a okay. Right? Like
slaps in the face.
This is
But why? Why can't I do
Brandon,
that?
this is coming up for you. The
Yeah.
old birds and bees
Right,
talk.
Yeah. Well, I had the one with my sister, my younger sister, my youngest sister. My parents never talked to me about it. And all this, I showed her the blue waffle. You guys know what the blue waffle is? Oh my God. Show that to somebody. It's not real, but still, it looks disgusting. And
So-
you can scare people with it.
So my son says to me at 14, "Dad, can we have the sex talk?"
Oh, he came to you.
He came to
oh,
me.
Lordy.
Now, but the reason I bring this up is
Right.
he came to me because up until that point, everything was yes where it could be, and nothing was a conversation that was off limits.
Right.
And at that point, he was thinking about it.
Right.
And he came, and I told him all the pros and cons and blah, blah, blah. And by that point, his mom and I had divorced. So, mom might have had some different thoughts. So I had to take all those in mind. But he came back to me 2 weeks later, and I said, so what happened? He said, I decided to wait. And I mean, really adult-based decision. He went to a mid-sized school where he was the star quarterback, and he was trying to get recruited. He was only a sophomore. People
all the girls were like trying to date him,
and he said, "There's just too many things that could distract me." And I thought, what a big decision.
Yeah.
But he was given the freedom. But that all started at 8 months old, 10 months old, just by
setting the standards.
I'll always love you.
Yeah.
Ask whatever you want. And if you take that parenting skill and ask yourself, how could that transmit into the workplace? Same thing applies.
Right.
Also, you the things that you didn't like growing up, right? Maybe you could change them.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe you can make that adjustment as you
through your own experiences.
Through your own experiences. That's what life is. That's what life
100%.
is. It's
Completely
your parents were trying to figure this shit out.
Yep.
We're trying to figure this stuff out, and here we are.
Yeah.
And so
life's a puzzle.
And so you could take an active role and prepare your child, or you could take a back seat and watch them and watch like you're a bystander in their life.
Yeah.
Right, and you don't want that.
No.
Because that's messy. Right, and you don't want to have
100%.
to save them every time.
Exactly.
But if you set them with the right standards, like if you grew up in a rich household, maybe they talk about finances and money at an early age, so they're better prepared at a younger age to understand where money comes from and why. Why are you avoiding this conversation? Because you know why? Most divorce is caused by not talking about finance.
Yes.
You're uncomfortable with talking about this.
Yeah.
Get uncomfortable. It's
Yeah,
the
we always
best
talk
thing
about
to
this,
do.
getting uncomfortable.
Get uncomfortable.
Make uncomfortable
Comfortable.
Yep.
Make uncomfortable comfortable.
Yes.
Make it so
Exactly.
the only way to do it is to do it over and over again where it's like, this is just normal.
Yeah.
Hey,
This is a normal activity that our family, tradition over tradition, passes down to kids because we want our generation. And then you have Rothschilds.
Exactly why we
Then
started
you have
this.
the
uncomfortable
generational.
with this.
Maybe you can make it last 3 or 4 generations before it goes to shit.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe.
Well,
know?
the point is
Yeah.
it takes you to places you wouldn't go otherwise. Like if this is my little box of comfort, everything I really want is on the other
Outside
side
of
of
that.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
So learning how to explore. This is why play is so powerful because play releases dopamine
Right.
every time I get curious. And I ask adults a lot, what are you curious about? Well, I don't have time to
So
be
many
curious.
things,
And I say,
bro.
yes, you do. I said, all I want to do is see your YouTube history and I'll see what you're curious about.
yeah.
Because you can go
many things.
chase YouTube for hours,
Too
right?
many things.
But
So
watch
many
this.
things,
When
yeah.
you
Many
get
things.
that curiosity thing going on in your body, it can power you into places you might never go.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can't turn it off after.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah.
problem now. I'm like too curious now.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, I want to
You
know how
could
it works.
never be
right? You
too
can't turn it
curious.
off now. I'm like, oh man.
You got
But-
the superhero
right,
gene
yeah.
right there.
Oh,
Curiosity is awesome.
I'm super curious about people's lives, about people's journeys, about
Yeah.
the pains, about the
Yep.
history. I'm a big
Yep.
history buff. I love history. I think.
Did you know there were
yeah.
843 years in recorded history where the world had total peace?
Didn't know
They
that.
probably didn't know about each other. That's why. Like the one village didn't know about the next village. The other village didn't know about
Everybody
the
was
next.
in their
Hey,
own
don't
little-
rain, don't rain on my
like,
party, Brandon. But here's the point. Like, I got curious about that, and I thought, well, why not create a whole generation of kids who say the answer always starts with play?
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe a generation or two from now, this crazy world could reset itself.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
It does. They're called the turnings, right? They
Yeah.
talk about how
Yeah.
like every so often we go through like the dark ages led to
yeah,
the
the Reformation
Renaissance,
and the Renaissance.
right?
That's exactly
so there's
right.
always
Some kind of
darkness
risk.
before the
Yeah,
light.
yeah,
Unfortunately. Unfortunate. That's how we learn.
Yeah.
That's how humanity
I
learns.
just feel like I need lots of flashlights lately.
100%.
navigate my way through some
I just wait till the
eclipses.
sun comes up. Hey, that's pretty good.
Well, Steve, look, you
I go to
dropped.
bed at night.
I hate to cut this short, but
No.
Steve, you dropped a lot of gems.
Oh,
you
we gotta
brought a
move
lot
on
of
to the next
value
meeting,
to
right?
the table. And usually we ask our guests, hey,
Yep.
what would you like for our viewers or listeners to hear?
It could be about anything,
or
business, life,
learn,
anything. What's the
or-
gem that if you were to go tomorrow, what would you want them to know?
I would want them to go to our website, experimentwithplay.com,
Okay.
and go to the tab that says Join the Experiment. Over the next 2 years, we hope to have over 100,000 people download our mobile app.
Okay.
And every day they get to answer the question in the mobile app, what's the one word that best describes how they felt at work that day? We're hoping to get over 500,000 responses.
Collecting data.
Yes, from over
Cool.
100,000 participants.
Okay.
To take that to the leaders in the workplace
Gotcha.
and show them the data and why it's so important for them to work harder to make the workplace more enjoyable. So this is their chance to have a voice.
Yep.
Where they might be otherwise frustrated. And if they never heard from PlayLab again, or we never connected again, and I hope we do because you guys have got great energy,
Love it.
I would tell them do everything they can to experiment with play. It literally saved my life.
That's amazing.
And I believe it can make a huge difference in society.
amazing.
Anything I can do to help support what you're doing, I'm all about it, because
Yeah,
I feel
we'll
like
go grab
my job.
coffee and we'll talk story.
Great.
Let's
I
do
think
it.
my job is to pave the way for the younger generation.
Yep. Love it.
So I'm all about helping you guys.
All our journey is to pave the way for the younger generation. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm on the same path as you.
Right.
So this is great. Steve, thank you for coming
What
out.
a
You
pleasure, guys.
This is Dre from Growth Networking Group. Thank you guys for tuning in.
David from 808 Custom Window Cleaning.
Brandon from United Construction Group
And
and
special guest.
Steve, CEO of PlayLab.
aloha,
Let's
guys.
go.
We'll see you next time.